You're a colonel. Slash me throws the basketball in the fucking furnace. You're that guy, huh? You're the anti-fun guy, huh? Someone feeds the basketball to the oven. Yep, yep. But that's the whole idea, right? Make fun situations that players can just have a good time. Okay, live on YouTube, I think. Hold on, double checking. Yes. Live on YouTube. Tube. Live on YouTube. Oh no, I gotta check. We have like groceries coming. Is it groceries? What is it? What did we buy? What the hell is this? It's 10 times distilled spring water. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Popcorn, Old Bay seasoning, garlic powder. All right. Okay. Tomato ketchup, no sugar added. What the hell? The fuck? All right. Yeah, let's get to work. We added some cheat codes. Very cool. Very, very cool. Hold on, I'm disconnected from Trello apparently. Discover what's new, go away. Discover what's new, aka it's just fucking garbage AI shit. We gotta do the quota rework. We gotta work on the monsters. I know. We gotta work on the monsters. Yep. Yeah, we should probably do that at some point. I think the one thing I'm scared about is how we make the monsters. And how they damage the players. That I'm a little worried about. Like, do we make it like Repo, where like a monster can basically almost one-hit you? You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like there shouldn't be a monster that can one-hit you unless it's like a design where you can kind of avoid it in some way. Like, obviously you can avoid the monsters by running away from them and hiding and stuff like that, but something to consider. We could also work on the bookshelf monsters. That could be a fun idea. So the bookshelf monsters are in the library. Random bookshelves will be selected as bookshelf monsters, and once you get close to the bookshelf, they will crush the player. And they'll turn in, like, they'll be flat. They'll be flattened for a period of time, and then their movement slowed down and stuff. With the possibility of getting tossed off the tracks by being outside, you already have a fair share of one-hit kill potential. That's another thing I was thinking about. With the fact that you can literally fall off the train in a relatively easy way, I feel like we need to have some little ways to not, like, too easily fall off the train tracks. A grappling hook. But yeah, we might want to, I don't know, do some stuff to make it so it's not as easy. Can't fall if crouched. We could do that. Kind of Minecraft style. I hear you have experience with those grappling hooks. Like, if you fall off, that's kind of on you, but, like, it can happen. Especially if you're, like, walking backwards and then you fall off. Yeah, that was an idea for sure, Bill. We like start hanging off the railing. That was an idea. It was. We didn't find all the items in here, did we? Oh. You start hanging off the railing waiting for a friend to pick you up, you play solo. That's another thing. We'll have to consider what kind of things are needed if you're playing solo, right? Did we just put in like some sort of like automatic climbing thing in? I don't know. I think we got everything in this train car, which is kind of alarming because I feel like there's not that many items in here. We found how many? 4? Did we only find 4 items in here? Is it like an immersive sim? It's a video game. I don't really know how else to define it. It's a video game. It's got elements of a video game. People who don't have friends aren't allowed to play this game. We should really start working on the monsters, by the way. I'm like running through this shit and I'm like, it would be a really good idea that I put monsters in the game. Oh, see? There's one of them right there. Tomato guy. Tomato explosive guy. He should probably wake up when we run by him or make noise. Boing. It's monster time? I know. I should work on the monsters. I should work on them. What was that? It's one of our first monsters. He's a sleepy guy. If you run by him or make noise, then he starts running at you and explodes. We should give him a little, like, some little, like, Z's popping out while he's sleeping. And then he makes, like, a little snoring noise. That could be kind of cute. That could be kind of cute. Oh, the window's got shit on it. Don't you worry, window, I got you. I gotta add some sound effects for when we clean the windows. Yeah, we got a lot of things to change, because right now I think the train has stopped. We don't have the quota system. Oh, actually, the train has not fully stopped. Wait, I need this. Don't drop it. Oh, shit, I bugged it out. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Help! Help! It's in the way. Oh, well, should probably fix that. It's not very good. Stuck in my face, man. Get it out of my face. That's pretty game breaking. That's a pretty game breaking bug. Huh. We should probably put that bug on the board. He's found another way to avoid making monsters. Dude, I'm just like... Alright, fine. Let's work on the base behaviors. Okay, so one problem right now is the sight system. He immediately forgets about us once he doesn't see us anymore. So we need to change that. We also need to change... we need to make it so he can damage us. That'd be good. That'd be very good. There's rats in the damn train. Dude, I gotta make them sound disgusting, though. We gotta make them sound disgusting. Okay, so what do we gotta work on for the AI? At least for the base stuff, so we can have some systems in place. Can he open... No, he can't open these doors, can he? I don't think so. I don't think he can open these doors. I don't think he can open these doors. I think he can only open the main doors. So this would have to be an entire mechanic. Is if they spot you while you get into the locker, then they can open the locker door. Or some of the monsters can open the locker door. Rats make such cute noises. I know, that's why we need to make them sound disgusting. They need to have, like, ugly-ass noises. I don't know what kind of noises, but they need to be different. Okay. Okay, if we work on the monsters, what do we gotta do for the monsters? Just have every rat play the Germa Rat song. Michael, it's your birthday today. That one? Rats, rats, we are the rats. That'd be ridiculous. You know, what if I messaged Germa and I was like, Germa, I would like you to be a voice actor, but I don't want you to say a single word. Everything you say and or do are just noises. What do you say? Do you think he'd take the job? Do you think he'd do it? That'd be so funny. That'd be the funniest thing. He would so take the job, do you think so? Wasn't he doing a bit of game development at one point? You know, Min-Max? Who's Germa? Some crazy guy. Insane. Honestly, should be in prison. Germa's my dad? Wow, that's crazy. I never knew. Congratulations. Okay, so we need the aggro state and the de-aggro state. I was literally just watching one of his Fallout 3 videos. Small world, huh? Small world. How do you achieve the color palette? Is a color quantization. There is a node in the material functions for hold on. Called posterization. And posterization kind of allowed this kind of color, this cool color stuff to occur. It gives a very cool effect. Like here, I can show you guys what it looks like before and after, with it and with it off. With it on, with it off. Here it is. So this is with it turned off. Which like still looks good. But the posterize adds like a really cool, like, you can see like the lights, or at least this decal gets like a cool banding kind of effect. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah. And it's not like too in your face. You know, there's some games where like they overdo it a little bit, I would say. And it's kind of like, it kind of hurts your eyes. I feel like this is a nice subtle amount for the post-processing. I'm just waiting for a phone call. Hold on. That'd be funny. Getting Germa on. Although it'd probably cost quite a bit. Grim work on the monsters? I know. Okay, so where are we at currently with the monsters? The Diagro system... The Diagro system, if I remember correctly, is instantaneous. Yes, right here. On fail, they immediately Diagro. If I cut this, do they continue running towards the player? Yes, they do. Okay, good. Oh, he's very slow. Textures with or without filtering? The textures are all regular filtering. It's not like they're using like a pixel thing or anything like that. It's all just regular. It's just their lower resolution. So most textures are around like 512 or 256. Why is it when we run here, he like runs in a different spot? The pathfinding doesn't know what to do. Or wait, hold on. Maybe the oh. It's not very good. It's not very good, huh? Well. Oh, it happens on both sides. No way. Let's... Maybe I can fix this a little bit. I don't know where my my Instacart guy is going. Where is he? All right, well, I'll just he's doing his thing. He's maybe checking out the nearby scenery or something. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can fix this with like a blocking volume. Okay, yeah, they just needed a little tad bit more space. And that allowed them to generate the nav mesh. Okay, good. Fixed random problem. Hey, I'm getting work done today. I'm getting a lot of work done. Tiniest little thing. Okay, so the de-aggro system, right now we have it structured where once they no longer sense anything, then they will immediately de-aggro. But that is not good. So maybe we do a timer within like 8 seconds. Let's say a timer within 8 seconds that will set them to de-aggro. Yeah, I think that could work. Let's do site de-aggro timer. I don't like adding timer at the end. Site de-aggro. So we'll take this, we'll put this here. We'll do de-aggro. We'll set a timer by function name. 8 seconds. If the timer is not active, then go ahead and activate it. However, once we get a perception of site again, right here, and the actor tag has pawn, let's go ahead and clear that timer. Obviously, we're going to have to do a lot more than just that, but that at least is a start. And then let's put a print string in here. We'll do... How do I get the actor name in the world? Yes, display name, self. Hold on, let me try print text. Monster ID lost aggro. Okay. So let's see if it works. So you'll see us, and then after 8 seconds, you might see us from there, but now he should no longer see us. Additionally, we're gonna have to put in a system. Where is he? Okay, he lost aggro. So now he's just roaming. So something that I would say is important is we should make that a little bit more complex. He should remember the last spot he saw us, and then maybe for a couple seconds, he should... For a few seconds, he'll know where we are, and then he'll instead go on a search in the last spot he knew where we were. I feel like that would be a good way of doing the AI. And then once they don't know anymore, then they'll just do their own thing after that. I feel like that's a good way of structuring it. There's Xander. So we're gonna need some sort of proper roaming system. Also, I think it'd be good to do a little bit of some sound effects stuff, because otherwise... Does that technically mean that he saw us? Should we have a leaning system? Leaning? Thoughts? Like, you know, we already got, like, you know, the eyeball thing, but, like, how about leaning? What do you guys think? What button would leaning be? Q and E. The problem is E is the interact key. O and P. Okay, listen here. O and P. Mods, put that man into a psych ward. O and P. You motherfucker. Lean could be interact with the edge of a doorway. Right, like a dynamic system. I kind of don't want to make it dynamic. Oh, hold on. Okay. I kind of don't want to make it dynamic, because what if the lean is kind of funny to do with your friends? You know what I mean? You go... You know what I mean? Hello? We have your water? Yeah. My 10 jugs of distilled water. Leaning equals pain, because then you got to do F to interact. Right. Either that or, like, leaning is when you're, like, zooming in. Maybe you, like... You can't move around when you're zoomed in. Maybe you can only lean. That could be an alternative. Or it's like you hold D to look to the right and then A to lean. Crip making some guy on a bike haul 10 jugs of water for 10 miles. No, I think they have a car. I hope they do. It's not me. It's my partner, okay? Listen. I didn't request 10 jugs of distilled water. Yeah, maybe a single button and then mouse movement. We could do that, yeah. I only used... The only time I used a numpad for gaming was... Counter-Strike. As, like, buy hotkeys. But you don't really need that anymore because everything is in one menu now. Like, we could make it so when you hold zoom, you can't move. You have to, like... Doing A and D does, like, a lean or something. What kind of GoldenEye ripoff are you making, Grim? I don't know. It's just a video game. Or trying to make it be a video game. Oh, wait. Hold on. The buzz door again. Matter of how agile you want the monsters to be? Yeah, I don't know. I want some of them to be kind of freaky fast, you know? Anyways, whatever. The lean was just an idea because I was turning to see like what the monster was, but because I was moving into the zone, like actually physically moving into the zone, then he spotted me again. Will there be mind-altering drugs? If so, when affected by it, make all the key points random? That'd be funny. All of your movement keys go in different directions. They all get inverted. Yeah, I think I'd want the lean buttons to be intuitive. I don't want to have to make the players press multiple buttons to lean, if we can. I don't know why he went through the door. I don't know why. Why did he go that way? Interesting. Leaning while the eyes pop out? Yeah, I feel like that could be kind of funny, you know? And then what if you can lean in all directions? Like when you hold right click, not just A and D, but you can go like W and S. And you start like leaning all over the place. You could do like really goofy movements. I feel like that could be kind of fun as well. Maybe. Okay, I gotta think through that because, yeah. Superfire written in C++? A mix, but mostly Blueprint. Mostly Blueprint. Hold on. Give me 1 second, chat. Let me get out of the wind real quick. Give me a second. Hello. I had to bring in a bunch of distilled water. There's poop on the windows. The pipe is facing the wrong way. Yeah, well. I guess that's the way life goes. Okay, so the monster now de-aggroes after a certain period of time rather than instantly. Ideally, let's try to do a real quick system to change their movement speed when they're aggro. Great. We gotta use the, oh, damn it. the general movement component. Which I don't know how it functions. Oh, that doesn't have a blueprint version. No. Okay, well, okay. Yeah, well, you know, oh, all right, okay. We're sending a state tree event. Hey, Flick, how's it going? Send state tree event. Okay, well, there should be an override for when we get possessed. I think this is also when we're possessed by an AI controller, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yes. Yes. So, the new controller then will cast to NPC AI controller. Okay. Wait, what does the bomb use? Bomb guy goes from base pawn. Okay. I'm gonna assume he just has a base speed that's just really high. Okay, and then AI, yep, okay. Does bomb guy have his own? He does have his own AI controller. Right. I see. Okay. Well, what we want to do is we want to AI pawn underscore sent state tree event. And then we got the state tree event. State tree event has tag oh, is that a container? No, it's not. It's not a container. It's just a singular thing. So state tree monster aggro. I guess we'll just do it this way. And then we'll set his speed. Set default speed holds whatever the value of max desired speed was when the, you know, we want to set the max desired speed. Now, this might not work. Mind you, this might not work. What is his default speed? 150. So let's do 300. And then what we'll do in the branch here, kind of stupid branching system, but whatever. If it's de-aggro, then we'll set the max desired speed to the default, which I believe is right here, default speed. Okay, all right. Let's put this out on a tray. Okay, so he should start out slow, and then once he sees us, then he speeds up. Which I think should work just fine on other clients as well. He nearly fell off the train. And so did I. He nearly fell off the train. Now, I'm telling you, if I set this to 400, he's definitely going to fall off the train. I meant me. I meant me. Me, because I'm stupid. I meant I was going to fall off the train. Whoopsies. Whoa. Where's he? Where'd he go? Did he not spot us? Oh, well, he's reset back to his normal speed. Oh yeah, the one problem is when he turns. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, one thing is the sight system does not care. I think if I remember correctly, it does not care about which direction the character is actually facing. So we have to do we're gonna have to do some pretty interesting work there to figure that out. Because that's not very good. It's not very good. Liberty power-ups, what about one that's like a tether, prevents you from falling off once? We are gonna have some upgrades, so I think we'll probably have two types of upgrades. Train upgrades that are like mechanical upgrades. Maybe you get like a teleporter or something. And then I think it would be good to have like little player upgrades so you can upgrade your player's health and stuff like that. I do think that would be a good idea. I do think that would be a good idea. Dang, you're not playing I Am Jesus today? What's the hype with I Am Jesus? It just kind of, it looks like a meme. It looks like a meme game. I'm going to be honest. It kind of just looks like a meme game. Am I not wrong in saying it just looks like one big meme game? It just looks like streamer bait a little bit. It looks a little bit like streamer bait. Yeah. I'm surprised Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is in the top sellers. Are people really like still buying Call of Duty DLC stuff? That's kind of crazy. I guess who am I to judge? I bought a bunch of Valorant skins. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Trying to switch to Unreal because CryEngine turned out to be too difficult for solo development. Yeah, CryEngine, from what I've heard and seen, is not really the friendliest engine to use unless your like studio has been using it forever and you got people on the inside of your studio who have used it before. And I feel like it's only for like established studios. What recent games have used CryEngine? Someone remind me if I'm wrong. Doesn't Star Citizen use CryEngine? Oh yeah, Kingdom Come used CryEngine. Unless Star Citizen switched to Lumberyard, but I don't remember. Star Citizen made their own branch of CryEngine. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like every time we hear about a studio using CryEngine, it is a heavily forked custom branch of CryEngine. And I'm pretty sure Kingdom Come is also another example of that, a heavily edited CryEngine. Good link. How's the slop been going? We're working a little bit on the monsters. I know, crazy. I know. Never before seen. Kingdom Come's version is very similar to UE. I don't care about Kingdom Come Deliverance anymore. I feel like every time you hear like some press come out of Kingdom Come Deliverance, they're like saying some stupid wacky shit, like talking about AI or whatever. What was the newest thing? What was the newest thing with Kingdom Come Deliverance? He's doing the main part of the game. Ugh. Oh, they fired a translator for AI, which they apparently still have a lead translator for that language or something. But I don't know. Every single time they talk about stuff, I feel like it's, I don't know, their CEO or some shit saying something stupid. I don't know. I feel like that's been the press these last few months. I think the whole AI, the translator thing, I think is slightly blown out of proportion because after hearing a little bit more details, there's like multiple translators just for that one language. So it seems like they still have people reviewing the translations. It's not like they're completely switching it over to machine translating. As far as I've been told. All of this is hearsay. It's all hearsay. I heard this guy say this. They replaced a translator with AI. It was a whole thing where apparently a translator got laid off. And they stated that they're using AI now instead. But apparently someone in chat at one point told me they still have a lead translator for that language. So, I don't know. It's interesting to have a translator full-time, but I guess a game of that scale having that many words and stuff, but I don't know. That they fired someone who used AI. No. I don't know. I don't care anymore. I just think it's like using AI for translation, having someone review it is probably the best outcome. I wouldn't doubt most freelance translators do that anyways as their first pass. I would not fucking doubt it that they just use machine translated stuff and then they just edit it and work on it to make it sound better and more within the thing. What is this? Let's see. Yeah, check. In order to make the company more effective and save finances, as of next month, my month will be obviously in favor of using AI for all translations going forward. Yeah. This is true. Employers don't care about you. They don't. That's why I've always been saying try to make some games independently. If you're in the game industry and you want to stay in the game industry, I would recommend doing some stuff independently. Either that's like selling marketplace assets, doing literally fucking anything else. Don't rely on just an employer because it could go south. Yeah, sure, you could be working 3 years at a place. But then you get laid off, and then what? Now you don't really have a support system. Oh, sure, you can get EI or whatever, the thing where you get 50% of your pay for a few months. Now, someone in chat told me, now, obviously, knowing some of you motherfuckers, you do lie to me sometimes. Someone said that they still have some translators for Czech, like a lead. So, I don't know. Luckily, in Norway, you need to go through a lot to fire someone. I don't think Warhorse Studios is in the US. In fact, I'm pretty sure Warhorse Studios is in the Czech Republic, is it not? Yeah, but for sure, Moon. I think there should be reasonable reason to fire someone, for sure. But fortunately, not everywhere works like that. At the same time, it just means that they're hiring less. Exactly. That's another thing. They'll probably just make the process of getting the job even fucking harder. 7 interviews, 13 background checks. You know, like, okay, great. Yeah. Hey, can't get fired from the job when you can't even get the job to begin with. So what? People get fired all the time. Employer who never fires anyone usually loses in the long run. Some family businesses can make it work, so there's exceptions. I don't think anybody's saying that, you know, people shouldn't get fired. I think it's, like, don't get me wrong. There's a reason why the system is there. That being said, just like how someone can freely say that you can freely say, yeah, a company can fire someone, depending on their NDA or whatnot, someone can talk about them getting fired and why they were fired to some extent. Obviously depends on their NDA. So just because, yes, a company is free to fire someone, but someone can also go out of their way to say, hey, I was fired because of insert thing here, and insert thing here being the big thing right now, which is big dog AI. AI in quotation marks. I have the real question: is getting some ice cream. Thoughts on pistachio and honey? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a pistachio ice cream kind of person, but to be fair, I haven't tried it as of late. So maybe I do like it. You know what I think I like? I like those ice creams that kind of have a little bit of a punch to them. Like I had a mango raspberry ice cream, and it's like a little too creamy. I kind of want like a fruit that kind of punches you in the face a little bit, like a green apple. Oh, yeah. Something that it's ice cream that has a texture like it's carbonated. Carbonated ice cream. Yes. Yeah. What the fuck? Don't what the fuck me, pistachio and honey guy. Come on, motherfucker. My teeth hurt hearing this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a raspberry licorice ice cream a while back. It was a doozy. That sounds like a fucking doozy. Why would you do that to yourself? Licorice as in like black licorice? Okay, anyways, we're working on the monsters right now. Is this all done for the shop? Oh, right, we got to do the discount system. I'll leave this open. What other kind is there? There's red licorice, which is like a cherry licorice. That one is good. Black licorice, though, if we're talking like Scandinavian, Danish black licorice. How long is the PC uptime? Let's see, seconds, minutes, hours, 20 days. We're on 20 days on PC uptime. We're on 20 days on the PC uptime. That's it. Yeah, I turn off my computer once in a while. Never turn off the PC. I've started putting it on sleep instead of shut off entirely. Get him golden. I have started to just put it on sleep. It's funny seeing all of your shit want to update. Any specific reason? Not really. I think it's like I have a bunch of shit open sometimes and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just put it on sleep. I used to turn it off all the time. It's just funny seeing everything want to update. Windows wants to update. My fucking Chrome wants to update. Notion wants to update. Haven't updated Notion in forever. I always turn mine off because I can't afford more on the electricity bill. Well, I put it on sleep, which is a lower power mode, obviously. It's not like it's eating too much. Technically, your computer is still turned on to some extent, even when you turn it off. Like, there's still power flowing through it. Yeah. My computer's always turned on, just like me. Motherfucker. Have you thought about not taking Viagra, like, 24/7? Tone down on the Viagra, brother. I left my Satisfactory running all night to get more materials. That's cheating, and you should feel bad. Why would you cheat in a single-player game? This motherfucker's Bitcoin mining in the video game. I'm getting new internet tomorrow. Is it going to be faster? Viagra and black licorice are my thing, bro. Let me live my life. All right, fine. All right, you do your thing. I used to AFK fish in Minecraft, leaving my PC on overnight. What the fuck? Okay, to be fair, I think I did that once when I was a kid. We had a... I would play on these servers that are like... yeah, I would play in these servers, and then I'd have like a mob farm, and then I'd just leave my computer on at the mob farm. Yeah. I did that when I learned how to make a bot for RuneScape. Mods, this man right here, this individual right here, I got banned a week later. Didn't last long, huh? Didn't last long, huh? Bro, is in the 7th grade. It doesn't matter. It's on your fucking status. I already wrote it down in your report card. That shit's on you forever now. I put that shit in. A stain on your status. Minus rep botted oak trees. That fly fishing bot? Yeah. I have it on my report card. You're not getting away with this one. It was Maples, actually? Botting on a membership account? That's crazy. Wait, Maples are membership trees, right? Yeah, they are, I'm pretty sure. Let me up! Let me up! We do need to make a system where the monster can climb the ladder. I'm closing the door. I'm forcefully closing the door. I'm forcefully closing the door. I wonder if he loses sight. I don't think so. I don't think the door is considered as a sight system. Oh, wait. Is it? Wait, no. Yeah, I think the doors are... Let's change that. Let's change that, shall we? Is visibility, is it not? Am I just doing the AI, no modeling? I'm not doing any modeling yet. Just the behavior. Got banned at 91. Not even halfway. Close to halfway. Close to halfway. What was halfway in RuneScape? 93, I think, is halfway. What a stupid fucking game. What is 92? What a dumb fucking game. I can't believe I 99'd a few skills in that stupid ass game. Gigabit, my old Verizon modem, shat the bed. Okay, but why was your Verizon modem in the bed? Have you... Why was your Verizon modem in bed with you? No wonder it shat the bed. Did you see this shit? What is this? Indie Pass, the subscription for indie games coming April 13th. Indie Pass. Per month with annual sub options, unlimited access to 70 plus titles, revenue distributed based on player time spent in each game. It's like Roblox, but for games. Like standalone games. I would not put my game on here. I would not put my game on here. It's going to be pennies. It's going to be pennies. Easily pennies. Unless, like, a lot of people play your game, then maybe... no. That's just weird. I don't know. It's powered by indie.io. Isn't that a website that I know about? How do you guys feel about Humble Bundle? Chat? How do you guys feel about Humble Bundle? Does anybody still buy games from Humble Bundle? I never touched anything besides Steam. I'm submitting my games build to Valve in a couple weeks. Pog. Only thing I consider buying stuff on, other than Steam, is GOG. Even like the game bundles. I'm not talking about the monthly stuff. I'm talking about, or the store. I just mean the bundles. Because those bundles just give you a Steam key anyways. Okay, what is the next step? We got speed changing. We got the Diagro system on a timer. Humble Bundle was so overpowered before they reformatted the bundles? Wait, what did they do to the bundles? I don't keep up to date on this stuff. How does Humble Bundle work? Did they buy a bunch of cheap keys from the developer? I think it's based off of a... I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, it's every developer in the bundle gets a split share. So every developer gets a split share of it. Although the last time I used Humble Bundle, there was a whole thing where you could like choose where all the money goes. I don't know if they still do that anymore. Like, is it still a thing where you just, oh yeah, adjust donation. You could do like a custom amount. You could do 0.01 pennies to the publishers. Or 0.37 pennies. You could do $0 to publishers. Which I'm assuming the publishers would be the video game companies. Yeah, you can literally set the amount to be like this. So, yeah, I guess in theory you could make like basically nothing. I don't know. From what I saw, online, I only read like a couple posts of people's experience because I imagine there's a bunch of NDAs and stuff. You're probably not supposed to write about it. It seems like it's one purchase equals $1, give or take. So one purchase equals $1. At least from the averaging that I saw. Which, you know, might not be great. So yeah. I asked because I got an email from Humble Bundle, and I'm like, do I consider it or not? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's too early to partake in a bundle. Like, it hasn't even been a year of Suit for Hires 1.0. So I don't know if it's a good idea to participate in a bundle so soon. So go get that bag. Like, I don't think there's a upfront payment for it at all or anything like that. I think it's literally just based off of split. Have I tried Steam bundles? I actually just partnered recently with Jackal, the professionals bundle. Just recently partnered up with Jackal, and we got a bundle, which is pretty cool. So yeah, which is pretty sick. He's got a bunch of bundles though. Damn, he partnered with Oxo and Intravenous. I can never say that fucking name. I wonder if people actually buy deluxe editions. I wonder if that's a thing a lot of people buy on Steam. I reckon a bundle slash giveaway would be best if you have a new game to funnel people to. Not yet, at least. Some people are. I saw one post where the Humble Bundle made a lot of people, brought in a lot of DLC purchases. I don't know if I want to make a DLC for Sue for Hire. That and, you know, I wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't have the time. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a new game to funnel people to. I don't know. It could be a good opportunity to learn how the Humble Bundle stuff works. That could be good. Learn how that whole ecosystem works and whatnot. What I'm worried about is, I guess, by doing a Humble Bundle, I guess you technically lose out on people that would... The question then becomes, when you do a Humble Bundle, are you losing out on potential customers that had your game wishlisted that would have bought it at a different price, if we're looking at it from this way, right? From an economic money standpoint. I know it's an icky conversation, but I guess you would lose out on some customers that would have bought your game at a, you know, a certain price that would have netted you more dollars. But then the question is okay, at that price, or at, you know, paying that toll, it could also mean that you get people buying the game that would have never bought the game to begin with, or never even knew it existed as well. Right? Biggest concern would be that it would probably generate a ton of keys on the gray market. That's true. Didn't Humble Bundle change it to where you have to connect your Steam account? And then it automatically... Yeah, that would be a big thing. I would not want to see my game on G2A. I'm going to be honest. Fuck G2A. I would not want to see my game on G2A. But I guess that's the problem with Humble Bundle, I suppose. Like, I'm pretty sure nowadays it's like a direct claiming that. No, I swear the last time I used Humble Bundle, it's like it doesn't give you a Steam key anymore. But maybe that's only the case if you have your account tied to Steam. Let me see. Yeah, linked to Steam. I wonder... does Humble Bundle still give Steam keys? However, some games may be for other this is AI. I don't trust you. I wonder if I don't know. I don't know how it works, because I remember the last time it was like, this is from their own support. To redeem your product, you can either redeem via the Steam redemption page or follow these steps to... Yeah, so it seems like it still shows the key. It's weird because for me, the last time I bought a bundle, it was like a claim button that just directly claimed it on Steam. But maybe that's their way of doing, like, maybe it's like still a key underneath the hood, but it just opens up like a page, your Steam client and something, and then automatically does it for you. Which then that means that the key is still exposed to people that are going to like scrape it and resell it and whatever. Yeah. Yeah, that would suck. Having those keys all be placed on all of those gray market areas. You might lose customers, but you could also gain customers when even whenever a major game launches, you get massive search queries to Green Man Gaming, Humble Bundle, etc. Yeah, I'm sure that it's going to have some positive marketing impact, I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe it's a good try. You know, try it out, see what happens. If it's not good, then whatever. You know, I learned that for the next future of other games I release. And if it works well, then great. You know, hey, cool. Then I can know what kind of positive impacts it has. At least current day. I'm sure all of these ecosystems change as time goes on. But yeah, it's a good point about the gray market stuff. That stuff would suck. That would suck. Yeah, why is the door not being counted as a site for the monster? If I remember correctly, their AI perception works off of the visibility trace. Let me double check. Yeah, default site collision channel is visibility. Yeah, I guess we'll figure that out. I hate this perception system, honestly. I really just don't have a lot of control over it. I know we can create our own C++ class, and I think we tried to, but I was like, this is too much. This is too much for me. About Breath of Fire today. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. What the hell even is that? What the hell even is that? Okay, back to the monsters. It's an old Capcom JRPG. That's why. I'm not a JRPG person. So make sense. Ooh. Aggro state and de-aggro state. So these are very bad tasks because they're not like like we have a basic form of these two now, but we need to make these tasks more complex. I don't know how we're going to do the grabbing players system, by the way. I have no idea how we're going to do this one. Yeah. More complex or more defined in detail? Well, just more detailed, yeah. These are just very too simple for what we need to do. So I think what I might do is aggro state requiring perception, de-aggro state. Let's make a checklist, complex aggro / de-aggro system. And then, wait, no, put it under here and then delete these. Okay, cool. And then what do we need to do? For a few seconds after lost visibility, continue to know where player is for a few seconds, then swap to roaming in area. After lost visibility, continue to know where player is for a few seconds, then swap to roaming in area. Oh, let's do this. Allow direct knowledge of location for longer if player is sprinting. Allow direct knowledge of location. God, there has to be a better way of wording this. Allow direct knowledge of location longer if player is sprinting. So if they're sprinting, it's almost like you're making a ton of noise. So that should make it so the monster can kind of know where you are longer, basically. So we almost, the play for a player would be sprint to lose sight and then start walking or crouching around and hiding, right? That would be, I guess, the ideal situation for a player if we design it this way, right? I think that makes sense. After loss, visually continue where the player is for a few seconds and swap to roaming. Aggressive roaming in area. Allow direct knowledge of the location longer if the player is sprinting. Okay. What is this Persona 3 remix? I've never heard it before. It's called The Changed Seasons by Boopin. Boopin. After loss ability, continue with the players for a few seconds. Swap to aggressive roaming an area. Allow direct knowledge of the location longer if the player is sprinting. So currently, what if I want to hit the monster with a steel pipe? Well, yeah, sure. We could do that. Yeah. Yeah, sure, yeah. We could do that. I want to be careful with not making too many objects in the game. I don't want to make the game a combat heavy game, if that makes sense. Like I'll have weapons, like we'll have the shovel, so you can swing the shovel, and we also want to make it so you can dig things with the shovel. That would be so sick. But yeah, I don't want to make the game too like combat heavy. Add a PvP arena so I can take my anger out on my friends. We are gonna have to figure out something fun. If all the players die, well, like, do we just reset the run? That's gonna be something to consider. In Repo, they have that whole, okay, all of the Repo guys gotta fight each other now. All the players fight each other. Alien-like, where the monsters can't die. I think I would like to make it so the monsters can die, right? Because then I feel like obviously we make it challenging, but yeah, I think I would want to make it so certain monsters could be killed. Some easier than others, of course. Did I see Pico? I saw Pico. Fun little April Fools. Did they actually release that as an update, like a playable thing? I doubt it, right? Because it was just, for the most part, it's just like a landscape. I didn't watch the full video, so I don't know to what extent they actually put things in, but I think it was just the regular locomotion system. And whatnot. I think it was a beta branch. That's funny. Diagram entirely after 10 plus seconds, or variable time for each monster. Okay. I can't wait to make certain monsters start like looking through lockers and shit. They like pull the lockers open and stuff. And then they have like expressions like disappointed. And then I like just close the door. It'd be funny. Give them a little bit of character, a little bit of personality. Okay. All right, we need to do another site a task here. Only allow site to be called from actual control rotation, actual character facing rotation, not desired rotation. Right now, if a monster turns, like let's say they turn, this is top down. This is the monster. If he's facing this direction, but then he wants to turn here to face this direction, his sight perception will instantly be here rather than the direction where he's actually facing, which is really, really fucking stupid. And I don't really know how to change that in the perception system. I don't think there is a way of changing that in the perception system, because I think I remember we looked at the code for that, and yeah. So one way I can think of is we forcefully check, we do a dot product of their actual rotation and the control rotation, and then we make sure that it's like, we instead calculate the sight ourselves, but that's kind of stupid, because now I'm like doing yet again the same thing that we were doing with suit for hire, is like trying to spearhead some shit in here. Yeah. Epic's AI shot and have it explain how the codebase worked. It actually did a good job at breaking it down. Then I asked it, how do I create an entity in mass? And it got messy very fast. I looked into it, Yami. I looked into making my own AI sense. I think I even have it here still. Somewhere. Oh, Trainrot AI sense site. It is a lot of work to make your own custom version using their perception system. Yeah. A lot. Major, do I have a commander something about a new game that I'm working on? I do not yet, at least. All I know, the elevator pitch is it's a co-op survival horror where all of the players are employees on a monster train, and they have to keep the train running and operational by feeding the engine items and repairing parts of the train while avoiding the passengers. How do I manage time between different game projects, both new and old? I'm mostly just focused on this one currently, so that's how I've been mostly kind of doing it. What's the best item to feed the train with currently? I think it's the giant coal. I think it's the large coal. Large coal gives 14 burn energy. The special coal gives 10. However, that one would... The special coal is no longer special because once we change up the design of how all of this stuff works, it's not really going to do a whole lot anymore, unfortunately. Control C the default and just make a few changes. Yeah, I could do that. Please make Ronan one of the passenger reviews just an Easter egg that doesn't do anything special. We can maybe put a little hint somewhere. We did it in Suit for Hire. We could probably do a little hint somewhere here. We can do a little lore dump in a random computer that you find. You like open up their emails and they're like, some random crazy human organization called Suits or some, I don't know, some stupid bullshit. We could figure out something more interesting than that. Yeah. The project got corrupted. Huh. I'm sorry to hear. Sounds great, though. There we are. I'm in Canada for 3 days. Welcome, welcome. Enjoy your stay. Enjoy your stay. Don't drink the Tim Hortons slop coffee. It's not real coffee. It's just slop. Do not drink the coffee from Tim Hortons. It's not real. It's AI coffee. Yes, AI generated coffee. Okay. So we got some subtasks to work off of here. Only allow site to be called from the actual character facing rotation, not desired rotation. I saw it burn a hole in the ground and someone spilled it. I don't think I will. Good call, good call. It's acid. It's acid in a cup. I don't know how they did it. I forget. Is the perception system built in how it works? I think it is. I swear I remember reading it. I swear I remember reading that shit. Control F, AI sense site. If I remember correctly, it's built into this. I swear we like looked through this whole thing. Yeah, we looked at it. It was cached direction, and cached direction reads from the control rotation, I think. Huh? Oh yeah, I also remembered something that's super confusing about the AI sense perception systems is there is only one class of this spawned in for every AI that uses it because it uses a listener system. I remember now. Oh my god, that confused me. Oh, that confused me so much. Yeah, I think it used control rotation. This is somewhere in here. If you pop out the usage results into a tab, it makes it so you can see the code snippet of usage without opening the file. If you... Oh, like this? Okay, hold on. I'm seeing a bunch of header files. Let me go to the private section. I'm going in. Calculate query importance. Like, fuck. Oh! I don't know what anyone's doing! Oh! I don't know what any of this means. I'm too stupid for all of this. Target location is... That's target actor. Balls. Hold on. Cast direction. Is the F vector up vector? Get location and direction. Direction equals view rotation. How do I change the view rotation? That's from a get actor's eyes viewpoint. Get actor's eyes viewpoint gets the actor rotation. Huh? What? Find the camera component when view target. No, that's not it. Maybe I have to use controller rotation yaw to fix this? Maybe? Maybe. Although I think that's gonna break a bunch of shit. Yeah, he already saw us. So you guys see like he's turning, but he's turning very slowly. But he still is able to see us because I guess his view rotation just instantly changes. Set the control rotation from the pawn orientation. Hold on. Yeah, he instantly saw us there as well. I think the pawn overrides the function to use control rotation. Update control rotation of true. The integrated update control rotation function of the default AI controller will be executed each tick. No, he doesn't. Well, he can hear things, but he doesn't immediately go aggressive when he hears things. He just walks to where noise is. So hold on. What is force init to 0? Is he a librarian? No, he's a capsule. Yeah, see, it's using cache direction. Basically set everything to 0/false. So I guess it sets it to 0 and then sets it here. And then it says the direction to view rotation, converts the rotation to a unit vector facing in its direction. So it's using get actor's eyes viewpoint. But what I don't understand about actor's eyes viewpoint, which is set in actor, I wonder if the GMC pawn actually modifies that. We maybe could modify it. Conan librarian. A pawn might be overriding the actor's viewpoint. Right. I could see that happening. Is there no way of checking what things are overridden? What's it called here? Get actor's eye viewpoint? Here's doing get actor rotation. But I'm pretty sure the actor rotation is happening very slowly. So what? If the header has it, doesn't have it, then it's probably not overridden. So let's see the pawn. Oh, come on. Go to pawn. Oh, fuck you. Ha! Go to pawn! Okay, fine. Pawn.h. Did I accidentally hit enter somewhere in here? I think I don't know if I did. Wait, can I just do this? No. Damn it. Can I do game framework? Yes. No. This isn't gameplay cameras. Oh, fuck you. Oh, we found it. I found it. Okay, get actor's eyes viewpoint. Out rotation equals get view rotation. Get view rotation then does get control rotation. That sucks. I'm gonna mouse click a pawn. Is that how you do it? Oh, I'm so stupid. I was doing control click, but control click wasn't working. Oh, and now it is. It was just taking a while for this to, I guess, index or whatever the term is. It was just taking a while for it to load. Okay, so, okay. It is calling its own thing called get view rotation. And then it uses the control rotation. Okay, I guess as much. So the value for the parameter of the same name that should pass to the update control rotation function if it executes. Update control rotation. If true, the integrated update control rotation function of the default AI controller will be executed each tick. Let's try update pawn. Maybe this will update how he turns. I actually can't tell. It kind of look like... No. Yeah, he's immediately aggroing. What if we turn off both of these? Pretty sure he just saw us there. Get view rotations are overrideable? It is in... in C++, yes. So we'd have to modify this in C++. I can't tell if that actually worked. Let's also change, because I think right now they have 90 degrees half angle. Let's just change that to 70 real quick. Okay, apparently he didn't spot me. I think his perception didn't activate immediately. Okay, apparently he did not see me. Okay. I think we do need update control rotation in here. We might have to go into C++ and change up some of his stuff. Does he only see when he's inside? No, I think it's just a basis of... We might have to override get view rotation. Yeah. We'll have to override it in C++ though. Could have done it. Why am I so stressed? Gargamel looking man? Who the hell is Gargamel? Who? What? Right, so this calls get actor eyes viewpoint, which calls get view rotation. And get view rotation looks like it's... We should be able to override it, right? Okay, I don't understand what the engine API is. Can someone explain this to me? What the hell is engine API? You don't know about the Smurf? No, I don't. I don't. I don't. So I should be able to override the get view rotation, right? You can. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a child of GMC pawn. And then the monster will derive from GMC pawn, or that custom GMC pawn. And then we can override get view rotation to instead use the actor rotation as a Boolean option. Yes. Now I think the GMC pawn is not... I see get base aim rotation. However, I don't think that has anything to do with it. Okay. Then get actor I's viewpoint is not being overwritten in the GMC pawn. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna have to make a child of this and then do all of that. Okay, well, at least we know a game plan for doing this task right here. Cool. Okay. Sweet. All right, we got a bit of a game plan here. Well, we know what to do there. Twitch just told me I've been following you for 6 years. You don't just say that to someone. You gotta, like, warn them before you say shit like that. Come on, man. 6 years? 6 years? My hair just turns gray. Wrinkles start appearing. That's that's crazy. I've been streaming for that long? Okay. Create a child of GMC pawn in C++ and override. What was the line? We need to override get view rotation. Yes. Okay. You guessing Chat GPT? Dude, I don't talk to Chat GPT. I'm not friends with Chat GPT. We're not friends. So, okay, so get actor I's viewpoint in an actor is actor rotation. However, in a pawn, it overrides it and turns it into the view rotation, which is now suddenly the control rotation, which really sucks balls. Which I'm pretty sure you can make the control rotation match. I swear you can make it so the control rotation matches if you're the integrated update control rotation function of the default AI controller be executed each tick. Okay, whatever. Okay, go in here now. Let's see what that does. Update control rotation B. If true, the integrated update control rotation function of the default AI controller be executed each tick. Come on, I need to see this. Show me the usages of this. Oh. I gotta wait until the thing loads. How do you see where this is? How do I know it's being loaded? Or indexed, or whatever the fucking thing is. Off. What does off mean? Go to code indexing in the settings and enable it to index early. Code indexing, code indexing, code indexing. Code indexing. Oh, index plugins. Wait, is it index plugins or? It has indexing. Index plugins. Enable indexing of forced includes like C++20 header units always. Okay. Okay, save. So then you're saying that this will now... How do I see where that occurs? Like, where is there a progress bar? Is there a progress bar somewhere where I know this is happening? Now close and open again. Oh shit, I gotta close this. Can I not manually say, hey, do the thing? I guess I could just close it. I don't know if it'll reattach to my UE client. Well, let's find out. Terminate, disconnect. I guess we could just close it. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, so we'll close this. Let me close it and then reopen it. Starting ReSharper engine. Loading project. Uh-huh. Okay. All right, well, how's your day going? I guess I could try to look for it myself. B, update control rotation, delta time, B, update pawn. Update control rotation is called on the AI controller. Update control rotation. New control rotation equals get control rotation. B, set control rotation from pawn orientation. New control rotation equals my pawn get active rotation. Okay. Krim, when are we going to learn C++ together? I'm doing it right now, brother. I'm doing it right now. I'm soaking in all this information. It's just downloading into my brain right now. Learn faster? Bitch, I just take a while, okay? I'm slow. I'm slow. The fact I'm even here 12 years later is crazy. Okay? Give me a minute. Do I have any experience using C++? A little bit. A little bit. A tiny bit. An incy-wincy tiny bit. Where's the button to open all my windows? Oh, well, fuck you, I guess. So, update pawn. Update control rotation, update pawn. Oh, is he instantly turning? Oh, now he's matched up to his actual rotation speed. Okay. So why is there a rotation rate in here that I missed? Set control rotation from pawn orientation. Update control rotation, which then updates the thing. Can I not set the rotation rate of the control rotation? I swear there was a way to do that. Am I crazy in saying like that used to be a thing that you could do, is set the rate? I know we could use lerp, but I think it's more a case of, okay, how much of this is in UE already? Yeah, his turn speed is instantaneous. Which makes me wonder if this modified the rotation rate. I swear there's a rotation rate. Can I actually set the control rotation to be just the actor rotation? Is there a way for me to do that? Let's see here. So I'm going to go back to the class defaults. I'm going to turn these two things off. See, right now, he's not updating the control rotation at all. He only sees me if I go here. On this side of him. So it's not properly setting his control rotation. This is still not indexed, by the way. I'm not able to click on any of this stuff. Is it really taking that long to do this? Or is it just not able to do anything here? What is the rotation rate? That's the thing. I don't see that on the controller. The pawn will smoothly rotate around the yaw axis to face the current control rotation direction. The setting takes precedence over B-oriented input direction if both options are set. my game multiplayer? It is. It is indeed. If true, the integrated update control rotation function of the default AI control will be executed each tick. So I guess I could do my own control rotation system and then do it here myself. Ideally, it'd be better to do it in C++. Let me double check what that does. So in tick, if B update control rotation, delta time, B update pawn. And update control rotation is an AI controller. Yeah, guessed as much. Guessed as much. If my pawn is valid, F rotator new control rotation equals get control rotation, look towards focus. All right, I'd have to do a focal point system. Else if B set control rotation from pawn orientation, new control rotation equals get actor rotation. If there's no focus point. So you would think that would work, but for some reason he turns to us and he doesn't react. He only reacts if we're like on the left side of him, because it's only using the control rotation. So if I go here on this side, because the control rotation is not being updated. So it's not going to run the else if, from what I can tell, especially if the AI system is valid. So it's always going to run this. Can someone remind me how else if works? So if this is already gone through, will it run the else if at all, or will it ignore the else if? That's true. This will only run if I have that one thing selected. But he immediately spots us because the control rotation is instantaneous. If the if is true, then else if will not be checked. That sucks. So what I have to do is override update control rotation. Yeah, we're not using set focus. If I remember correctly, we're not. Not yet, at least. Okay, here's what we're going to do temporarily. Here's what we're going to do temporarily. What is my pawn? My pawn equals get pawn. Okay, where is pawn? Get controlled pawn. And then we'll just run this, and this will be our basic version of this. And then I think we're gonna want to do some overrides and create our own controllers and stuff. Okay, he turned, and he only saw us after turning. I don't know if he spotted us instantly there. So we need to see when he turns, if he instantly starts running. Doesn't the A pawn itself have rotation options? Technically, it would follow whatever is configured in the pawn if it gets the rotation from the pawn. The only reason why I'm matching up the control rotation to the pawn rotation right now is because the entire viewport stuff, at least without doing any C++ work yet, works off of the control rotation, doesn't work off of the actor rotation. So I'm matching up the control rotation to the pawn rotation right now so I can see what the control rotation is doing. That makes sense. Because if whatever the control rotation is their viewpoint currently. And we can't really change that in Blueprint at the moment. Like I'll easily convert some of this stuff to C++. I just don't want to deal with that right now. I just want to have some working version of it at the moment. Doesn't seem like there's any way to change that viewpoint rotation stuff. So I'm forced to use the control rotation at the moment until I swap some of this stuff to C++ code. And then my life is like 10 times easier. So else if is the same as writing if else if. Yeah, because okay. So else if is basically the equivalent of this. If this runs, then this won't run because this has already run. Yes. Okay, gotcha. So in this context, that kind of sucks balls. Now this would run if this was if. The first time I've heard switching to C++ will make this easier. It actually would make this just easier because then I wouldn't have to do a tick call to set their control rotation. Not saying it's not true, it's just first time hearing that. Well, yeah, you know me. I'm a sensible Unreal user. I'm not like minusing out everything because I just want to use... It's just Blueprint is faster in this case, right? Doing this in C++ would mean I'd have to create a child of the GMC AI controller. Yeah, just the GMC AI controller, actually, at least in this context. Unless we want to modify the pawn, and then the pawn has a different aim rotation thing. You can just reparent the blueprint. I know, it's easy. It's easy. It's just, I'd have to do it. Anyways, this works, or at least from what I can tell, it's working now. He doesn't instantly aggro onto us. I think the thing we'd want to do, though, is when he starts doing... Yeah, see the turning there. When he does any turning, I think it'd be nicer if they can only really do a turn while in place. Like the monster actually has to like stop and then turn, right? I feel like that would make sense. So let me actually do that in the state tree. Hey, Valentino, how's it going? Should be able to do that through the state tree. Right, if I remember correctly, this was the incorrect way of doing a delay. You have to actually put in a delay task. I remember something along these lines where this is actually not the correct way of doing it. It would have to be a... Can I copy this and move it here? Oh, hey, would you look at that? Delay, let's do 2 seconds with a random deviation of... let's do 3 seconds. This should make it so when every time he finds a random location, he'll stop. Okay, hold on. Yeah, we have a rotation rate, but that... I don't think... When orienting the pawn's rotation to the input or control rotation direction, this is the rate of rotation. Right. So the control rotation is instantaneous no matter what, with the default settings. This just orients the pawn's rotation to the control rotation, but the control rotation is the thing that gets used for the sight system. But yeah, anyways, we got it working. It's working now, I think. He isn't stopping though. So I wonder if this delay is playing. Oh, on state succeeded. Transition to delay. Otherwise go to root. I think I fucked up there. There you go. Now he randomizes. It would be nice for him to do the turn rotation towards the direction that he's moving in before moving in the direction. So this would be, we'd have to change this system up a little bit. He'd have to face where we want him to go first, or turn. We need a turn system and then move. Jay, you can't get through the door? You having trouble there? You having a bit of trouble? Really fell off. We need to give him a little bit more friction, I think. Shh. Oh, it went in the wall. Plunger. All right. Okay, we got that working now. Yeah, see, he didn't instantly run. Originally, what would have happened is he would instantly spot us because the control rotation was instant. Now it's not. So we're good. We got it working. Okay, lost aggro. Can you bump him out of the train? Unfortunately, all of our movement... Because Unreal will be like this. Unreal will be boring in this way. All of our movement is kinematic, which kind of sucks. Because that means I can't, like, push... Oh. Excuse me. We can't, like, push the monster. Although I think it would be fun to be able to do that at some point in the future, for sure. Got severe storms coming. My anxiety's sky high. Hey, stay safe, Jay. Stay safe. Now, I wonder if the spotting system... Maybe he's, like, looking at us through the glass? But he is not losing aggro. See, here he's going to lose aggro, because... Yeah. Are we getting a Taylor store cart as well? Good reference to Fire. I think someone mentioned it as an idea. Am I using the AI move too? Yes. At least for now. I'll most likely modify all that stuff. What's wrong with Unreal for this case? Unreal's movement, at least with the CMC, the character movement component, is all kinematic, so you can't really like push other players, whereas I guess with Unity it's kind of physics based, I guess, in some way. Could be wrong, I haven't used Unity, but apparently that's one of the differences with a lot of people's way of doing movement systems, I guess. There is a push pawn function that you can modify in C++ that I was notified about and I looked into it. So you can put it in, but in multiplayer I imagine it's going to be a bit more annoying, especially when we're dealing with client authority movement, which is the big Yauchi moment. Hello, friend. Come with me. Yeah, I don't know if I want to switch over to Mover. I'm already using GMC, which is a plugin. Welcome, this is your new home. You have to read books now. He's stressed out, I know, trust me, I know. He went into the employee area. He's leaving! Hey, you can't... He's not interested. Oh, he's back. Alright. So we got a little bit more of the aggro system for the monsters. Nice. I wonder if Sandbox is going to become a popular replacement for Unity when it comes to 3D games. I think only... We'll have to see. If a lot of tutorials come out for Sandbox and a lot of documentation, I could see it being a healthy base for it. Now, that being said, when I read into it, can someone confirm this for me? Apparently, the Sandbox standalone thing, where you can, like, release your game on Steam as, like, its own store page, apparently can only be done through Steam. You can only release games from Sandbox on Steam. Is that true? That's how they get the 30%. So if you, let's say, release your Sandbox game on Steam, or you make your whole game in Sandbox, what if you wanted to release it on console? Like, what happens then? Uh-oh, the toilet has... There's a leak. There's a toilet leak? The toilet is leaking? You can't. Nice. Yeah, so I don't know about that. Because it's Source 2? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I guess if you're using Source 2, you're just committed to PC. But that kind of sucks. A little bit. Because what if you suddenly, oh, hey, I want to port my game over to console? Well, guess what? Now you gotta recreate the entire game somewhere else, I guess. So that is a little... I will say that's a bit risky. So Unity gets the upper ground on that one, I'd say. The sponging is really good. We haven't even finished this because we got to put a whole like particle effects and proper sound effects and stuff. It should hopefully be even more satisfying to use. Give the engine for free, no royalties on it, but only allowed to sell on Steam, so they take their 30%. Yeah, it's just from a developer standpoint. Sure, that's great. Use Source. Even though you're not really using Source, you're using a front-end framework, which is Sandbox, which I'm sure is great in its own respects. But then you're locked in, basically. Unless you want to recreate your entire video game in a different compiler, in a different thing. Yeah, it's very closed, which is not like... I would still... I don't know. I would only recommend using Sandbox if you have intention of utilizing their platform, or like looking at it as Roblox. Like, the only point in time where you should, I would say, make a standalone version with Sandbox is if you're already integrated into their the Sandbox platform, and you're like, well, might as well just release it on Steam too, right? Like, I think that's the only reason, in my opinion, that someone would want to utilize Sandbox, especially in comparison to like the other game engines that are potentially available. Like, sure, Source 2, whatever, man. Whatever, man. I didn't see any conference that you can only release on Steam. Let's see. Let's read it ourselves, because I've seen a few things about this. Sandbox. Let's look at the news. Standalone games license. Where is that license? Allowing us to allow players to export games from Sandbox's editor and ship them as standalone games on Steam without paying us anything. Oh, so they haven't actually exposed any details with it yet. Yeah, it only states Steam at the moment. So there's no like 100% information on this yet, unless the developers from My Summer Cottage posted about something. Would be nice if Valve would allow to release on other platforms with some percent cut at least. I don't think Valve would do that. I think the main reason as to why Valve is making it so you can only release it on Steam is because it's just way easier paperwork-wise. You know what I mean? It's just like 10 times easier paperwork-wise. They don't got to deal with making sure their developers are actually giving them a cut or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's minimal work for them, I guess, if they only allow it through Steam, because all they got to do is just take the Steam cut. That's it. It would be nice if Valve would stop being greedy fucks and lower the percentage for indie devs. Don't get me wrong, more money is always nice, but doesn't matter to me much. I've found that Steam has been a pretty great platform. That's, yeah, sure, 30% kind of sucks. It kind of hurts, but I probably wouldn't have been able to sell a game at all without Steam to some extent. Sure, then you could bring up the point, okay, but if Steam didn't exist, then maybe other platforms existed that probably would have done things, but then, you know, how many things would there be? Like, just look at fucking Epic Game Store. Like, they still haven't caught up, and they had a ton of resources to work off of, but instead they chose to do lawsuits with fucking Apple and all this other shit. So They have the capability of doing it, however, they have not. So, yeah. Probably the only big company I don't mind take my money. Yeah. They've been able to do a really good job where it's like, I don't have to deal with refunds or legal process in specific regions. They like just provide you the tools to just fill out of this form. Okay, release your game. Now just update your game. And I guess interact with your players. That's really like, which is nice. Versus you trying to release your game on your own platform. Yeah, good fucking luck. You're going to have to deal with payment processors. You're going to have to deal with everything. Yeah, 30% sucks. It'd be nice if it was lower, but I'm not going to complain, personally. Weird how different people's opinions are. You'd think one would be objectively better. But that doesn't go without saying, Steam did. Steam, without them being the reason as to why they built it, they kind of did build a monopoly, mainly because they've created essentially a PC gamer. All PC gamers now have a, what's the term? Investment fallacy into Steam, right? They've invested all their games into Steam. Now you have all these other launchers and store platforms that have completely different store games. Even myself included, I'd rather everything was on Steam because it's one place where all of my games are. That's dangerous in some way, but it's not even like it's not like they purposefully did that. It's just that, okay, they just made a good platform that everybody's using. The dangerous thing is, though, you know, God forbid, Gaben passes away, but he will. It's not about if, it's when. But then the next question is, okay, Steam is in its, when you really think about it, pretty early stages as a company. What happens when a CEO comes in who's a jackass? And it's not about if, it's about when. When is there going to be a jackass CEO that takes over Steam? I'm sure there's some plans around it, but that's the unfortunate reality of it as well. Why is it that he goes aggro and then he just starts running around in random places? I gotta figure out why his pathfinding does some weird stuff. I bet Gaben has a Beyond the Grave plan to keep it structured for a long while. Listen, man, once he passes away, what's he gonna do? From the grave? Hey, don't fuck around, okay? From his yacht, inside of a grave in his yacht. Hey, guys! As much as, listen, greed is a very powerful thing. Greed is a very powerful thing. And sure, even if his son or whatever takes over Steam, who's to say that that individual's opinions change? And then what about the next individual? Like, that's the thing. That's the problem with, oh, sorry. My bad. I didn't mean to hit you. Epic Games is laying off over 1,000 employees in March 2026, roughly 20% of its workforce. Oh yeah, they already did that. Yeah, they already did that. I don't think any globe-spanning corpo is better or worse than any other. Don't you have to be greedy to become CEO in the first place? Well, at the end of the day, as a CEO, you're looking to make your company and business a success. I think everybody knows that. We're not children here. We understand that money is is an inherent requirement for a company's success. It's just when that greed becomes... Yeah, greedy but fair, I think is a good way of looking at it, yeah. It's when that greed becomes unfair, or, you know... IBM was the biggest computing company in the world for decades and nothing lasts forever. Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing with Steam. That's why I think it's dangerous that the PC gaming community is like sucking Gaben's cock. Don't get me wrong, I love Gabe, but like that's dangerous territory. It's very dangerous territory. Things can get very rocky. Thought Disney was buying Epic. Wasn't that literally some random journalist's rumor on like a podcast? Some random ass rumor. Apple double dipped. They tax you 30% and then charge you for the SDK. Fuck Apple though, honestly. Apple makes it so difficult to release anything on their platform. You require an Apple MacBook just to fucking gain access to anything. Yeah, okay. Just to make an app on their store, you require... Now, I'm sure you could get around that, but most likely not legally. Unless they change that. I don't know. Yeah, I just think it's just dangerous to put too much hope, and putting all your eggs in one basket as a PC gamer, I think, is a problem. So I think that's why a lot of people are starting to adopt GOG and stuff like that. I think people are becoming more open to adopting different platforms. None of those things are set in stone. Right, that's why I'm saying... Right, it's not a thing where it's like... It probably won't be a problem for the next 40 years, but... That could always change. Yeah. Anyways. Ow. I still want to make it so if you hit the pipe or hit a metal object really hard when you're jumping into it, especially with your head, that you like go unconscious. We will do that one day. Don't you worry, we will. And it will be awesome. Hey! Rat, get out of the way! Uh-oh. Whatever, man. Alright. Good stream. Thanks for dropping by. We'll work a little bit more on AI tomorrow, but we got a little bit of stuff in here. I can technically delete this task. It's just, obviously, it would be better in C++ to do that stuff, but it's fine. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Steam has their head on their shoulders right now. I'm just saying... Unfortunately, with any corporation and company, it can look amazing now and unbeatable, but unfortunately, at some point in time, something will go awry. At some point. Maybe not during our lifetimes, though. Who knows? That's true for literally everything in the universe? Right. But there are a lot of gamers who are, who put too much praise, I would say. But I understand. Listen. I think the thing is I think that's a global issue with everything. You got people praising celebrities or praising specific individuals. I just don't think it's a good idea. Even myself, don't praise me. I'm an idiot. See how long it takes me to make these fucking games? Man, I'm stupid. Universe heat death is real, by the way. That'll probably take a few thousand years. We're fine for now. For now. Yeah, a few thousand years. It's fine. Fine. We'll just adapt or something. Star Wars type shit. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Wait, what's third tomorrow? Yes, I'll see you guys tomorrow, Friday. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for looking, trying to sticking around, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right.